Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. We have an impromptu show today. We're going to be talking about Facebook releases their white paper for their new Libra coin. It was previously spoken that it was called the global coin, but not now. Let's see if I'm all right. I can be heard. Going to wait a few seconds for people to come in. This is an impromptu stream for about an hour and a half. And we're going to be talking about some parts of this new project Facebook has been going on. Libra Association, their Libra coin, some of the implementations of it, the pros and cons of it. For a few months. What's going on, Triple X? How you doing? For a few months, actually since last year, we've been speaking on and off about this Libra or Facebook Libra cryptocurrency, quote unquote cryptocurrency. And I remember me, Ulysses, Dollar Well, and Mike V. We had a squawk box type of session last year in summertime. I want to say we talked about Facebook Coin, um, Coinbase. I know Ulysses brought up Facebook can actually purchase Coinbase, and we were having a squawk box session about that. And lo and behold, a year later, this information is coming out, and it's like, wow, this is that actually was a good talk. How you doing, Sean Perry? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give a few more seconds for people to come in. What we're gonna do is talk about a few things um, in that. Whereas we're gonna break this down, some information that's come out about it. Let's bring up an article. When I said that, that reminded me of something. We're gonna break that down, and there's some things in this that actually is surprising. There's a few partnerships in it. It's actually surprising. I understand where Facebook is trying to go with this, um, but to be honest, to tell you the truth, I think people are going to use it anyway. I'm definitely not going to use it, but I think people are going to use it anyway. Um, I think this is going to be a nice impromptu show. How you doing, Terrence Forrest? This the crypto sphere has been on fire about this. They have been lit up. People talking about it. People are actually really discussing this. It's a good conversation that's going on. And what I want to do is bring the fervor of the crypto sphere over to here. Have good conversations about it. It was an article which I'm trying to look for in my Evernotes, which actually talked about um, all of the all of the partners in this Facebook coin. I think I'm gonna have to look up on my channel because I covered it, and it was some surprising companies. Um, and as always, if you all have any questions or want to hop on the panel, just let us know. Don't feel that you all are not welcome to get on the panel. We don't want you all to feel as if you all are not informed enough to contribute because it's not that. If you want to ask questions, hop on the panel, ask more questions, have something to contribute, just let us know. This is a intellectual co-op, so yeah. I want to find that article real quick before I share my screen and actually start to show, let people come in. I think I got it. I think I got it. Where's that? Yep, it's right here. Got it. Got it. Yep, this is it. Oh, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good. That's it. All right. Let's see. Let's see. What's going on, man? Tomorrow, how you doing? I say so. Terrence, how you doing, Rosie Rays? Um, Terrence says, question: if I was looking to get blockchain certification and have no prior experience with engineering, where would I look to start? Um, Terrence, if you look at our community section, I put a post and I asked who wants to join. I'm starting a blockchain study group. Go to our community tab on our channel and put what's going on anti-gravity, what's going on Faber, what's going on Sean Perry, what's going on Wacky Word of O. Go to our I'm starting a blockchain study group. Um, I've been so busy today covering this Facebook stuff that I'm going to start getting people's emails. So go to the community section and type in that you want to join it, and I'll start to contact everyone to get the ball rolling on that study group. What we're going to do is go over some study lessons. We're going to go over some courses on Udemy. We're going to go over some courses on edX. We all are going to push ourselves to get certified in blockchain because we all every week on this show we beat the drum on the fourth industrial revolution. What's going on, Mike Rizzi? No, actually, we're gonna get certifications. He says, Mike Rizzi, as we're gonna focus on languages and programming. First, we're gonna study on what blockchain is, get those base certifications first, and then excel on to the next level in getting learning programming. But you can get certified in blockchain. You don't specifically need programming. That's when you want to do blockchain development, become a blockchain developer. That's when you start to do the programming. What's going on, Ghana Warrior? How you doing today? Oh, don't forget to push the like button. I'm just hit look for this article, but I'm going to get the ball rolling. So yeah, go to the community tab. Let me know. It's like 3 or 4 posts down, which says I'm going to start the blockchain study group. Just put a comment saying you want to join, and then I'll start contacting people to get the ball rolling on that. So, um, now that I found an article, what I am going to do is share my screen, and we will start going. I want a dollar will to come in, so share my screen because a lot of this stuff. Let's see here is really good. All right, okay, so Facebook releases cryptocurrency white paper for Libra currency. All right. Okay. Social media giant Facebook has released a white paper for its long awaited cryptocurrency, the blockchain based financial infrastructure project today. According to the paper, Facebook's global stablecoin dubbed Libra will operate on the native and scalable Libra blockchain and be backed by a reserve of assets ostensibly designed to give it intrinsic value and mitigate volatility fluctuations. These assets consist of a basket of bank deposits and short term government securities that will be held in the Libra Reserve for every Libra that is issued. The website for the digital asset, Calibra, was briefly down around 5 a.m. EST when it went live. The new cryptocurrency will be governed by a not for profit Switzerland based consortium called the Libra Association, which counts MasterCard, PayPal, Visa, Stripe, eBay, Coinbase, Andreessen Horowitz, and Uber among its founding members. Facebook ostensibly plans to expand the association to around 100 members by the time of Libra's launch in the first half of 2020. The white paper notes, and I quote, while final decision making authority rests on the association, Facebook is expanding to maintain a leadership role through 2019. Facebook created Calibra, a regulated subsidiary, to ensure separation between social and financial data, and to build and operate services on its behalf on top of the Libra network. The Libra Association is itself governed by the Libra Association Council. The council members initially are the founding members, each of which runs a validator node on the network and was notably required to make a minimum investment of $10 million to seal the position. Each $10 million investment secures an entity one vote on the council per Facebook. Facebook has also revealed the release of the Libra investment token. So they're having it's a two token system that they're trying to do. So this distinct from its global user orientated cryptocurrency Libra, which can be purchased or distributed as dividends to the association's founding members and accredited investors. As Libra is not technically pegged to any given national fiat currency, the white paper states that users will not always be able to redeem the token for a fixed amount of fiat, although Facebook claims that the reserve assets have been chosen so as to minimize volatility. While the reserve assets are ostensibly held by a geographically distributed network of custodians, in order to secure decentralization, the reserve is managed by an association itself, which is the only party able to mint and destroy the coin. We're really going to break this down. Um, the new Libra are minted once authorized resellers have purchased the coins from the association, with enough fiat to fully back their value, and burn when authorized resellers sell the token back to the association in exchange for the underlying asset. Moreover, the white paper states, and I quote, since authorized resellers will always be able to sell Libra coins to the reserve at a price equal to the value of the basket, the Libra reserve acts as a buyer of last resort. End quote. Facebook further notes that the software that implements the Libra blockchain is open source in order to create an interoperable ecosystem of financial services and broaden inclusion. Previous reports had indicated that the coin will facilitate payments across Facebook's various platforms, including WhatsApp, Messenger, and Instagram, giving the new coin potential exposure to a combined 2.7 billion users each month. Okay, so let's break this down. So, a few days ago, the block came out with an article prior to Facebook revealing their white paper. I didn't actually find the white paper. I'm going to continue to find it and break that down. There's a lot of technical analysis in it. They're going to tell how the quote unquote cryptocurrency is going to work. One moment. And grab this right here. Okay, got it. So this article came out June 14th, which was a couple of days ago. And in this article, it actually tells the people that are going to be part of the this Libra association. And in it, it is okay. It was a picture. Okay, this is the picture. So we're gonna go through it. What we're gonna do. We're gonna break down this first article well enough for you all to understand what's going on and to have a working knowledge of what this is. Let me just open this up real quick so I can see people's questions. Un momento, por favor. Okay, let's see here.
What's going on, Lionel?
What's going on? How you doing?
Oh, not much, man. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late getting in, man. Just had to
No,
finish up some stuff here.
no problem. No problem.
Mm.
Let's see. Okay, so the other day I went over an article that states all the founding members of this Libra coin, and the founding members are And this article broke it down what industry these businesses are in. They're all businesses. In the blockchain industry, you have Coinbase, and in order to be part of the association, you have to give $10 million to be able to run a node. So in the blockchain business, in the blockchain industry, you have Coinbase, Bison Trails, which is an infrastructure as a service company. Zappo is a custody solution company, and Anchorage. Zappo is interesting because they're a custody solution, which means they have a physical location where they hold other institutions' physical bitcoins and cold storage hardware, and they hold 5% of all circulating cryptocurrency, of all no, of all circulating Bitcoin, and they also hold Grayscales, which is an investment trust. They hold Grayscales Bitcoin Investment Trust Bitcoins. Grayscale holds 1%, like 1.6, or I'll say 1% of all circulating Bitcoin. And interestingly enough, you can actually invest in Bitcoin, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. You can actually invest in that. In the e-commerce industry, you have eBay, Mercado Pago, which is really big in South America, and Farfetch. In the investment firms industry, you have Andreessen Horowitz. That's a VC firm. Union Square Ventures, Creative Destructive Lab, Rivet Capital, Thrive Capital. In the nonprofit or industry, you have Women's World Banking, Kiva, and Mercy Corps. In the payment industry, you have Visa, Stripe, PayPal, PayU, and MasterCard.
Wow.
In the in the rideshare industry, you have Lyft and Uber. In the social media industry, you have Facebook, but Calibra, which is a subsidiary of Facebook,
Well, that's
they're
for Libra.
right.
Yeah.
In the telecommunications sector, you have Vodafone, Iliad, and Bookings Holding. So these companies paid $10 million to able to hold a node. And what a node is so few weeks ago, Facebook went to Geneva, Switzerland to register Libra Networks LLC, which will be the entity, per this article it says, which will be the entity that will keep the blockchain. So once Facebook starts the test net of this Libra coin this year, they're going to run a test net all
Mhm.
throughout this year. And beginning Q1 2020, they're going to transfer ownership over to Libra Networks LLC. Networks LLC will control the quote unquote blockchain. I'm going to be saying quote unquote a lot because this is not a true blockchain and a true crypto. They're using the buzzwords to capitalize off of it in order to run their own thing.
Mhm.
So, Facebook, after the test net, which is going to run all this year, beginning Q1 2020, Facebook is going to turn everything over to Libra Networks LLC. Is Libra Networks is going to be um, comprised of an association, which is the Libra
Right.
Association,
Right.
which is going to be all those companies that I just named. Now, Facebook is looking to onboard other companies. They want up to 100 companies to give $10 million in order for them to have a node to be operating on this Libra association.
Now,
Yeah,
real quick, Lionel,
yeah.
because it's when you say that, if you go back to the nonprofits section, who's involved, who early partners involved with this, you notice you had that women's banking network, I think it was.
Uh-huh. It was Women's World Banking.
Women's World Banking uses a network of 40 independent microfinance institution banks to provide support to entrepreneurs in the underdeveloped world with an emphasis on women. Now, I just want to stop right there, man. I not this isn't to derail the conversation or anything, but this is just to drive home a point, right? That what you've been pushing, particularly on the Black Brain Trust, in terms of blockchain and in terms of cryptocurrencies, and us getting involved in that. Now, If that isn't right there, isn't a sign, and all that took was what, a $10 million investment,
Hmm.
40 microfinance firms. Hasn't Mike V been pushing microfinance?
Right.
I hope anybody who's paying attention and who's listening to this, right, you can start to see that we're not crazy, and what we're talking about isn't just for a shit show. This is all very real. Go ahead, Lionel. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is those what a node is. So on the Bitcoin blockchain, you have nodes or people that hold a full copy of Bitcoin's ledger. Anybody can be a node. Only thing you have to do is download Bitcoin's wallet on your computer and download the entire blockchain, which is about, I want to say, 200 gigs right now. Um, that's simple. With this, the differentiating part is on Bitcoin's blockchain, anybody can become a node. Only thing you have to do is just download the wallet. You need to pay anything, you don't have to do that. With this Libra coin and with, I'll say, a Libra association, you have to pay $10 million to become a node. And so far, the people that are hold nodes are corporations. These are big institutional corporations. When you become a node on Bitcoin Network, which is simply a person who owns, not owns, who has a continued up to date version of Bitcoin's blockchain, you hold a copy of the ledger, a copy of all transactions, a copy of all the information inside the blocks, blah, blah, blah. You hold a copy of all that. With the nodes in this Libra association, MasterCard, Visa, eBay, blah, 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 it's the exact same thing. They hold a copy of all transactions and whoever make transactions, which means your data will, not if, not maybe, will be sold, will be used for their profitability. So that $10 million down payment to become a node, to have a running, up to date copy of whoever's using this ledger or this Libra coin, whoever's making transactions, whoever's doing this, they have a running, up to date copy of you, whoever's sending the money to, whoever, whatever you buy, all your purchases, where you make the purchases, most frequent area you make the purchases. That $10 million down payment is a drop in the bucket of what they can do with all of that information. That in itself
Hmm.
is right. So you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Remember last year you and I had a squawk about Facebook may buy Coinbase. And I'm like, nah, they're not gonna do that.
Hey, look, man. When we really dug into it, again, you look at Facebook's user base. How many people are there, right? I'm an active seller on the marketplace. Okay,
Mhm.
so the Facebook marketplace, and this is where this is key because there's so much transact. There's so many transactions being taken. People may not realize this. I mean, they may just use Facebook for, posting stuff or whatever. But you see, there are transactions taking place on Facebook right now. The problem was, or not necessarily a problem, but the issue here is that Facebook didn't capitalize on those transactions. Now, in this scenario here, oh man,
Yeah, they're gonna get all your information. The website Calibra is online. They say they came online at 5 a.m. today.
yeah, it literally just went online today.
Yeah, and what I find funny about this is the this is the psychology of selling you something. If you
Hmm.
go to Calibra and you scroll, that's how the app is going to look right there. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty user friendly.
Hmm.
If you look at everybody on here, they're smiling. They're happy, smiling, smiling. Like, oh yeah, oh really, oh that's cool. Oh,
Look at the
I
brother
can
to the left. He's looking up like, thank God.
right, like that's awesome. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's smiling. Smile, smile for the camera. Smile for the camera. That's pretty good. I like you just discovered something that is actually beneficial to your life. Smile, look, 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 big smile. There you go.
Big hair and big smile.
Yeah. So they're touting this as user friendly, but we're going to break this down and we're going to laugh about this because I was reading these articles. I was like, wow, there's a lot of contradictions in this. To read, keep reading this article because this first article says a lot. The Libra Association is itself governed by the Libra Association Council, which is those 28 companies I just named.
Yeah.
They will be they right now. That's the founding members of the Libra Association Council. The council's members initially are the founding members. So all those people that I name, all those institutions that I name are the founding members, each of which runs a validator node and on the network and was notably required to make a minimum investment of $10 million to seal the position. So now that I'm saying all this, hopefully as I reread this, everything is starting to sink in. So they paid $10 million. All those 28 companies that I mentioned, MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, PayU, blah, 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 they paid $10 million to run a node. A node is an updated copy of all the information that's on that ledger. Yes, um, this is a private permissioned blockchain, which means it's not public and it's not permissionless. Bitcoin is a public permissionless. It's public. You can go to the go download the wallet, bitcoin.org, not bitcoin.com, bitcoin.org, and download the wallet. This is private. You need to pay money to become a node, and it's
Hmm.
permission, which means you need to ask permission. There's another requirement in terms to be a node. You have to be like a Fortune 500 company also. Um, Facebook has also revealed the release of the Libra investment token. The Libra investment token is only for what's the word I'm looking for? Accredited investors. You have to make $250 for 2 years in a row.
Or 250,000.
Yeah, 250,000
Hmm.
for 2 years in a row, and or have a net worth of $1 million to be
Yeah.
labeled a accredited investor.
Hmm.
As Libra is not technically pegged to any given national fiat currency, the white paper states that users will not only be able to redeem the token for a fixed amount of fiat, although Facebook claims that the reserve asset has been chosen so as to minimize volatility.
Hmm.
What they're saying is, even though it's supposed to be pegged one to one with the US dollar, it'll fluctuate, I'll say, between 97 cent and like $1.04. The
And then
same.
they have a reserve that will
Right.
cover those discrepancies. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So they want 100 companies to donate $10 million,
10 million. And right now they're at
28.
28, so that'd be 280 million. So they're looking at a billion
Hmm.
dollars. Right. Okay.
Right. And that 100 companies will give that $10 billion as a reserve
Hmm.
to have in the bank to help,
Cover those. Yeah.
right, to the Libra reserve. Um, while the reserve assets are ostensibly held by a geographical distribution network of custodians, in order to secure decentralization, the reserve is managed by the association itself. It's managed by the Libra Association, which will be based in Switzerland. What's going to happen is these institutions will send a representative to Switzerland on behalf to be like a liaison on behalf of those the businesses, which is part able to mint and destroy them. The new Libra are minted once authorized resellers have purchased the coins from the association with enough fiat to fully back their value. So let's say you're on the Facebook marketplace and you want to buy something. You'll buy something, you'll transfer your fiat
Hmm.
to Libra coin. That's when that Libra coin is minted, when you transfer it. And
Right.
once you purchase something and you cash back out into fiat, then the Libra coin is burned.
Yeah.
So the reserve will always be the reserve of Libra will always match or be a little bit more of all Libra coin in circulation for. So let's say it's 2,500,000,000 Libra coin in circulation.
Hmm.
The reserve fiat will be at least 2,500,000,000 or 2,558,000,000, something like that. That's what they mean by that.
And I gotta say, Lionel, like this would be a very if you have a Facebook account,
Hmm.
like this is essentially like the easiest way to get into crypto. I mean, I get there's Coinbase and there's all the other there's all the other institutions that one could sign up with and and get their accounts and then purchase their cryptocurrencies. But I haven't with this type of setup right here. This is going to be much more streamlined as
Hmm.
far as you having access to it. So this is I get there's some, not everything is going to always just be positive, 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 right? There's going to be some drawback somewhere. But for those people who uh, who want to hold some crypto, this is probably going to be like the easiest way to get some.
Hmm. And to answer Faber's question, it's not speculative. It's just going to be a dollar. It's a stable coin. It's
Yeah.
going to be tied to a dollar, so it's not going to increase in value.
Yeah, yeah. That's what the $10 million investment is to stabilize it.
Right.
Yeah.
And for Cocaine Kale, she says that something tells me users won't be mining for Libra themselves. No, this is not a mining effort.
Mm-mm. No, it's not
No,
mining.
no. With the mining is tied to a consensus mechanism on the blockchain. There's no consensus on this. It's just a stable coin. Uh, this makes no sense to me, but hey, I'm just a woman. Did you all catch the tidbit about minimizing transfer fees? Yeah, translate that. They will charge real money to transfer fake bucks. Um,
Go
yeah,
ahead, Lionel.
they want this to be a remittance also where you can send money across borders. Facebook says that they won't charge that, but I feel that they will be getting something on the back end. And these other two articles really, man, one article hit a home run on this.
All right. Well, I won't. We'll read the articles before I touch on that. What my take is on it.
Okay. Now this next article, I think I'm going to break it down as I read it.
Okay.
Facebook unveils Libra cryptocurrency targeting 1.7 billion unbanked. You don't have to have a Facebook account to use Libra. That's the hands-off approach the social media giant is working toward as it announces its new blockchain and the token of the same name that will run on top of it. So the name of the blockchain will be Libra blockchain, quote unquote,
Hmm.
and the name of the token will be the Libra token. Um, should be coin, but okay. While Tuesday's announcement is still early days, the scope of the project is far reaching. It includes a new Facebook subsidiary, which is Calibra, and this Calibra was specifically click on it right here. Calibra was specifically where's it at? Where's it at?
That would
Okay, yeah.
be yeah.
Is Calibra is a subsidiary Facebook created for Libra. For specifically this crypto project, Facebook created this subsidiary named Calibra. Um, and so while Tuesday's announcement is still early days, the scope of the project is far reaching. It includes a new Facebook subsidiary, Calibra, which is the website we looked at,
Hmm.
and an independent consortium, Libra Association. Their consortium is named the Libra Association, backed by some of tech's biggest names, which is those 28 companies we
Yeah,
went
we
over
mentioned.
earlier, right?
Yeah.
Implied in implied in this project is that wherever the Visa or Mastercard logo are accepted, Libra would follow suit. Dante Disparte, I know, right? I know, right? I know, right? Right. Dante Disparte, head of policy and communications for the Libra Association, told CoinDesk in an exclusive interview. In so many ways, it's a great leap forward for cryptocurrencies and, in many respects, a mainstreaming of this asset class. The Libra Association's group of 28 founding members includes Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Uber, Lyft, Coinbase, and others. Customers interested in holding or transferring Facebook's newly announced Libra token will be given a number of options to do so, the company announced Tuesday, with an initial focus on international remittances. Um, some of those international remittances, they really want to focus on India. Not to say that they're going to only focus on India, because 2.8 of India's yearly GDP comes from remittances. So
And
they
I was going
really
to say, and they also have one of what they will have the largest population on the planet.
right. So
Yeah.
they really want to focus on India. Um, well, okay. So Calibra is that right there. Okay, yep. Calibra will develop financial services and products around the Libra network. So, in my opinion, when hear Calibra, I'm hearing Facebook because it's a subsidiary of Facebook. So you might as well say Facebook, right?
Hmm.
So when I see Calibra, I'm just going to say Facebook. They're owned by Facebook. It's like Facebook saying we don't want people to see that we are into this, so we're gonna make this offshoot called Calibra, which a lot of people are not going to know about. That okay, Facebook owns Calibra. They're just going to hear Calibra. So now that we're doing the deep dive on this, we're just going to say Facebook because Facebook's owner. They're
Hmm.
doing Facebook's bidding. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So Facebook will develop financial services and products around the Libra network, which will eventually be fully governed by the Independent Libra Association. Facebook intends to start with a digital wallet for the Libra coin, which will let users transfer funds to each other as well as store their tokens locally, which means on your laptop, phone, whatever the case may be. Notably, customers will be able to access the wallet functionality through a new standalone app on iOS and Android, and through Facebook's Messenger and WhatsApp services. The Libra blockchain is expected to launch in full sometime next year. The central goal here is financial inclusion, Disparte told Coindesk, reaching the unbanked. Access to these apps could be enormously significant. WhatsApp saw 1.5 billion active monthly users in the fourth quarter of 2017, according to TechCrunch. Globally, 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked. The new effort is explicitly branded to reach those populations. The goal of this new project is to build a financial ecosystem that can plug in and empower billions of people, Desparte said. For the major tech companies and financial institutions backing the project, that may one day mean access to more customers. Let me read that again. For the major tech companies, which are the Visa and the MasterCard, blah, 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 and financial institutions backing the project, we already at 28. We don't know who else is going to jump into this. That may one day mean access to more customers for those struggling to access capital. It may one day mean a new lifeline from family abroad.
Man, this is why I was saying you got 2 billion people on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, this changes the game, man.
For many people around the world, even basic financial services are still out of reach. Almost half of the adults in the world don't have an active bank account. And those numbers are worse in developing countries and even worse for women. Calibra wrote in company literature published today, adding, and I quote, the cost of debt exclusion is high. For example, approximately 70% of small businesses in developing countries lack access to credit, and 25 billion is lost to migrants every year through remittance fees. If you don't know, when you send money through, Facebook, not Facebook, MoneyGram,
Western
Western Union,
Union.
about I think 6% is actually lost. I did not even know that.
Hmm.
I did not know that 6% is lost. So it's 25 billion is lost by migrants every so just lost money. That's wild. Um, Among the payment giants, a number of NGOs are involved in the Libra Association, including Creative Destruction Lab, Kiva, Mercy Corps, and Women's World Banking. To become a social impact partner, participating nonprofits must have a 5-year track record of poverty alleviation work, including digital financial inclusion initiatives in the field and an operating budget of greater than $50 million. So these
So
are
that, oof,
big, big money people, and
yeah,
there's
yeah,
no pint-sized people. These no minnows is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
While Facebook only targeting basic fund transfers to begin with, the subsidiary plans to expand its services to allow customers to pay bills. They go get your shit.
Bruh.
Wait. Let me finish. They go get all your data to pay bills and purchase goods or services such as coffee or public transportation access. Oh man, they
I
gonna mine
told
your
you I
data like
sell.
crazy.
I'm selling. I told you I sell on there. I'm gonna be one of these first adopters. I'm not even playing around. Go ahead, dude.
They gonna sell your information, man. They gonna
I
sell
don't
all your.
care. They already got it. If you on Facebook, they already got it.
They gonna sell all your what they gonna say. They gonna fake like, okay, we got this information. Here you go, Visa. Here you go, Facebook. Here you go, eBay. They go sell all your stuff. Okay, reading on it. This is hilarious to me. I don't know about you. A video demonstrating the planned user interface indicates that customers will be able to quickly send funds to their friends while while they will be sending what? While they will be sending who the hell wrote this? While they will be sending Libra coins, the app appears to show that users will see their balance in their local fiat currency. Further, when sending funds across borders, the app appears to show the fiat equivalent that recipients will see, with amounts de- denominated in their local currencies. This is like a 51-second video. It's just a guy sending money to somewhere else. It
So they
see,
demo it. They're gonna demo a
yeah,
transaction. Okay.
right. So as you see on the screen, it's the same thing over here. How it looks, big smile. All right, that's how it looks.
Hmm.
It's a pretty friendly app, and to be honest, that's what cryptos need.
Yep.
Is a friendly app, and Facebook is doing that. Just as the internet created a world of low friction communication and information sharing, the hope with this public ecosystem and public utility is that we can create a world of value, transfer, and payment that has an equal low friction property to it without sacrificing the governance standards and the traditional economy. This part told CoinDesk. Regulatory compliance. This is
Hmm.
where it gets good. All right, this is where it gets good. As part of its services, Facebook intends to follow various anti-money laundering and know your customer regulation in the jurisdictions in which it conducts business, according to a fact sheet, which means
Well, yeah. Go ahead. I was gonna because I have a question about that. But go ahead.
know your customer. You have to give your information. This is not no secrets. You have to give your information. And anti-money laundering. Anti-money laundering is when you have a bank and you make a big ticket item, and your bank stops the transaction, and you have to call your bank and say, "Yeah, I'm trying to purchase this computer worth $2,000."
$10,000, $20,000.
Right,
Yeah.
and they say, "Okay, we didn't know it was you. Now you can purchase it. We're going to approve it." That's anti-money laundering because big ticket purchases sets off alarms. Not to specifically say you're money laundering money, but there are going to be checks and
So
balances in place.
yeah, it's a large transaction, so there's going to be those checks and balances.
Right. And know your customer rules means, according to the Financial Action Task Force, you have to state who's sending the money and who the person is sending the money to.
Now, this is a juxtaposition to the traditional cryptocurrency environment where it's anonymity,
Hmm.
right? So if you go onto the ledger, I don't know Lionel's. You don't see Lionel's name, information, all that, and you won't see mine, even though I just sent him the money. You're gonna see my wallet number, his wallet number. And you're gonna see what I sent to him, what my wallet sent to his wallet.
Right. You'll see everything.
Yeah,
Uh,
this you're gonna see everything.
right. So they need to do these two things in the jurisdictions in which it conducts businesses,
That was my
according to the
question
vaccine.
with regards to jurisdiction.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I,
this is not going to be everywhere. This is not going to be in Iran, Iraq, um, North Korea, because these are American corporations. And
Yeah.
by the extent of them being American corporations, they are an extent of the American hegemony of the U.S. dollar, of the world reserve currency. So whatever America says, just like when America's told Google stop dealing with Huawei, what happened?
Hmm. They basically had to say, okay, look, we can't support Huawei within we have 90 days basically to
Right.
give you guys support. Yeah.
So these all the companies, the founding members of this Libra Association that we named off, they're all American companies. So they're an extension of American power. So
Well,
they're
shoot, go and read the next part.
look at you. Okay. Facebook registered as a money service. Facebook registered as well. Also, okay. Calibra, which is Facebook, subsidiary of Facebook, registered as a money service business with the U.S. Department of Treasury, and is now working to acquire money transmitter licenses in U.S. states that treat cryptocurrencies as an equivalent of money.
There
Now,
you go.
this is interesting because there's been a lot of limbo of what are cryptocurrencies, and Facebook is trying to say, hey, we're a cryptocurrency, which means Facebook can actually spearhead in ways the adoption of cryptocurrency with government, in terms of government saying, okay, we're gonna write new rules that's for cryptocurrency, and Facebook can actually spearhead that. So
God, and
when
if you thought, look, you got Elizabeth Warren already trying to break
break up,
Facebook up.
yeah, yeah. She's trying to break up. She's trying to take. She's trying to say, they need to let go WhatsApp, Messenger, and Instagram.
Yeah.
hmm So Facebook can be a necessary evil, but then it says it's a money service business in the United States Department of Treasury. The subsidiary also intends to follow guidelines issued by the Financial Action Task Force and other national regulators, that will not conduct business in jurisdictions which have banned cryptocurrencies outright. Um, that's other countries also, not just, well, America hasn't banned cryptocurrencies, but other countries that ban cryptocurrencies, such as China.
Right.
Well, it's confusing in China. People can hold Bitcoin, they can't trade it. So yeah. Calibra is committed to keeping illicit activity off the platform and working with law enforcement globally, which means since they have your
Hmm.
information and you do any illicit things, they know exactly who you are.
Yep.
As part of its efforts to maintain compliance, Calibra will require ID verification. However, financial data and social media profiles will not be linked. Now, I read something in another article that really contradicts that.
I was gonna say I can't see that even being possible.
Right. However, financial data and social media profiles will not be linked, according to company officials and the Libra white paper. The Libra protocol does not link accounts to real world identity. The white paper states a user is free to create multiple accounts by generating multiple key pairs. Um, Other wallet providers will be able to provide products on the Libra protocol when the network launches in early 2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
other other third party wallet
Right.
makers.
So
Yeah,
that's not it's this isn't this so that means that the scope of this just isn't limited to the initial 28 investors
right.
or the targeted 100 that they want, but then there's probably going to be like um a second tier level of activity for third parties,
hmm
right? You won't have that kind of interest as as being one of the initial $110 million investors, but there's going to be that second tier that allow you to create products and stuff like that,
Right.
and interact and interchange with the Calibra blockchain.
Right. They just won't be nodes and have
Right, right,
information, all
exactly. Yeah,
information. So they can create a wallet that say, hey, with this wallet, you can do this with your Libra coin or Libra, whatever. So yeah. well, so other wallet providers will be able to provide products on the Libra protocol when the network launches in early 2020, Facebook officials told CoinDesk. The Calibra wallet will use similar verification and anti-fraud procedures that banks and credit card providers currently use, as well as systems to monitor accounts for unusual behavior or order in order to prevent fraudulent activity. So that's see, it's like it's a contradiction. They say they'll use systems to monitor accounts. You know,
Hmm.
this it's like so they're not competing. This is not competing with Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum. It's not. This is not competing with cryptocurrencies. This is competing with banks. They're telling
Yeah.
you they're competing with banks,
I mean, they had to register with the U.S. Treasury.
right? And I read an article where Facebook actually went to J.P. Morgan Chase, J.P. Morgan, for them to come in on it, and they said no.
Well, J.P. Morgan they have their own, uh, they have their own crypto project. I mean, I think right now they're using it internally,
Right.
but yeah, 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 yeah.
And Goldman Sachs also have is backing a cryptocurrency.
Hmm.
Let me see right here. Goldman Sachs is backing Circle. And Circle, okay. Yeah, Goldman Sachs is backing Circle. And you see the backers. So this is circle.com. You see Goldman Sachs
Goldman
right there.
Sachs. Yeah.
And Circle has, see their products. They have the USD coin, which is a stable coin, and Poloniex, which is a cryptocurrency trading exchange. They own Poloniex, and Goldman Sachs is backing. So when people say, you know, these companies aren't in crypto, yes, they are.
Yes,
They are.
they are.
They are.
Don't listen, dude. Don't listen to
Those,
Jamie Dimon. Do
those,
not listen to Jamie Dimon. Okay, he sat there and he shit on cryptos. Meanwhile, what did
he
Lionel
was
just tell
bad
you?
cryptos. He was bad crypto. He was telling you don't
He
do
was
it.
telling you don't do it while he was buying that shit up.
Right. He was bad it up, boy. And I went over an article where I was I don't know why I want to say Don Draper. That's the madman, but his Tim Draper. Tim Draper called him out. Tim Draper is a
Yeah, he
billionaire.
did.
He
Hmm.
said this guy is delusional.
Hmm.
So yeah. So they're going to use systems to monitor accounts for unusual behavior in order to prevent fraudulent activity. Authorities charged with customer protection have an important role to play in ensuring that all customers. Well, let me read that again. That don't sound right. Authorities charged with consumer protection have an important role to play in ensuring that all consumers, including the most valuable, can safely take advantage of financial innovation. The fact sheet says. So really, since Facebook and these other companies are an extension of American power,
Hmm.
and Facebook is overseas, people using this Libra coin. I wonder if governments will try to get information to this. You know, I wonder.
Well, I think that in order, so let's kind of just imagine for a second, right? For anyone, let's say like Iran, for example, right? You could have, well, let's not use Iran because we're currently in conflict with them, right? But
Mhm.
let's use let's say Argentina, okay? Like I'm pretty sure there were some regulatory measures that had to be met in order for Facebook, right, to have access to the people of that country. I'm almost certain that some of those conditions had to do with the governments themselves having access to that data when it's requested,
Mhm.
right? So I think just by virtue of the fact that Facebook is able to have people on the platform in other countries, there had to be some sort of measures taking place when those countries allowed for Facebook to have access to their population. Yeah, those governments are going to say, hey, look, check this out. Now that you guys are running this goddamn bank, we just want to know who our population is, sending and receiving money to and what they're purchasing
Oh,
with
that's a good one.
with your cryptocurrency.
That's a good one. So also other
Yeah,
governments
yeah,
can actually get into this, not just America.
exactly. Yes. That's
Ooh,
how
this
I
is
read that.
good.
That's how I'm reading that.
This is good. This is man, hey, you can't make this up. You cannot make
No,
this
you
up.
can't, dude. This I do. When you told me we spoke, what was that? A couple days ago, and it was like, look, man, when this thing drops, we're gonna talk about it. And so I did my little bit of reading and stuff like that. But now that we're digging into some details, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is how it's
Now
starting to sound to me.
right. So there's a second token, a breakdown of Facebook crypto economy. Actually, Facebook is launching two cryptocurrencies. Now, this is getting good. Now, okay, man, where is Dollar Will at? Golly. Okay, yesterday it was announced that Ripple purchased
MoneyGram.
MoneyGram, but it's a partnership. MoneyGram is going to be using Ripple's X Rapid, which means you can send money in 2 to 3 seconds to someone across the globe. Um,
Damn.
yeah. So like as fast as it took you to say that somebody received money already. Usually it takes you 30 to $15, how much you send need to send money. Um MoneyGram stock was about $1.80 yesterday before the announcement.
Mm-hmm.
After today, it doubled. It's up over
Mm.
100%. The partnership is MoneyGram gets $30 million from Ripple. Ripple is the company that owns the XRP blockchain.
Yeah.
It gets $30 million with an option to increase it to $50 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw the initial figure was 50. Yeah.
Right. That money translates to equity into MoneyGram with a four. So Ripple will be paying $4.10 per share,
Mm-hmm.
which means the stock will go up to $4.10 to make it profitable. I say to say MoneyGram stock blew up overnight.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm type MoneyGram stock right here because money, okay, MoneyGram stock right now is up 165%.
To 384 a share.
That's crypto gains.
Yep.
Look at
That's
that.
that's kind of like that's kind of like
Look at
that's
that.
view. Yeah, that's representative of sort of like. I mean, would you say this, Lionel, that we are now seeing the beginning stages of the merging in some ways of the traditional financial markets and the cryptocurrency markets?
Yeah, you can say a lot. You can say a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, okay.
Look at this. Yesterday it was $1.45. This was yesterday. Now it's
Man,
at
we should
three
have
hundred.
bought, dude. We should have
It's
bought. Shit.
it's at $3.89. It's up 168
It
point
just
twenty
went
eight.
up a cent as we've been
Right.
talking.
This is crypto gains. I say that to say that what about Facebook stock?
It
What about
went
Meta
up
stock?
$2. It went up $2, like literally on the announcement. Because I brought up an article. I was going to share that after we was done with it,
Yeah.
with this part. But yeah, what did it say here? Yeah, Facebook stock is trading up 3.2%.
All right. So what about all these stocks? Now, let me finish reading this because this
Go
this
ahead.
article right here, whoo boy. I hope everybody listening to this and loving this. As part of Tuesday's big reveal of the social network's ambitious plan to create a global fiat bank backed blockchain currency, Facebook said that in addition to Libra, the project will also issue a Libra investment token. Unlike Libra, which is the dollar peg coin, a currency that will be broadly available to the public, the investment token is a security, according to Facebook.
Oh
As
shit.
such, I know, right? As such, the token will be sold to a much more exclusive audience. The founding corporate members of the project's governing consortium, which is those 28 businesses,
Hmm.
known as the Libra Association, and accredited investors. So, any accredited investors, and to be an accredited investor, you must make $250,000 over the last 2 years, and or be worth $1 million. So if you're an accredited investor, you can buy into this Libra investment token. And while Libra will be backed by a basket of fiat currencies and government securities, interest earned on that collateral will go toward wait a minute, will go toward the
Jesus
holders
Christ.
of investment tokens. So that's why they getting their
That's
money.
where they 10 million, that 10 million, that's where you getting that return on that $10 million investment right
Mm,
there.
mm, Let me read that again. This is good. This is good. And while Libra will be backed by a basket of fiat currencies and government securities are, bonds and stuff,
Hmm.
interest earned on that collateral will go toward holders of the investment token.
D- let me
It's-
just like kind of let me just paint a quick scenario here, dude. Because again, and this isn't like I'm just bringing this back up just to illustrate something, right? The Women's Banking Network, right, which is a consortium of like 40 microfinance companies, right? Okay, now they bought into this. Do you realize that interest on that? I mean, that's would you say that that's perpetual? It's perpetuity
as long as this
as
stays
long as
around.
it's around, right?
Hmm.
Shh. Come on, man. $10 million. You mean to tell me black folks can't scrape up 10 million? Yo, let me. I'm sorry, dude. Let me be quiet. Go ahead.
Um, what did I do? Okay. Okay. As previously mentioned, ahead of the official announcement, each of the 28 companies that Facebook recruited will run validating nodes, and founding members of the consortium invested at least 10 million for the privilege. And wait, did I read that right? With founding members of the consortium. Okay. The investment token is what they received as a financial
Right,
reward.
right.
I wonder how many they've received. But their reward will only be meaningful if the network takes off, which means that the test net to this year, they're going to run a test net. Q1 next year is going to launch. So if it's successful, then um, the investment will obviously go up. Because the assets in the reserve are low risk and low yield, returns for early investors will only materialize if the network is successful and the reserve grows sustainably, wait, substantially in size. Okay, which means if it grows and billions of people are using this, which means billions of reserves are in the bank to back up all Libra
Hmm.
in circulation. Facebook said in one of a series of documents that supplement the long-awaited Libra white paper. Further, the tokens will give holders proportional clout in the early governance of Libra. An investor who buys the token doesn't have to run a node, but unless they do, they don't get to vote as
As members,
members.
so only the people who hold nodes are actually voting members.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Governance.
Yeah.
This is good, man. The Libra Association, a not-for-profit organization based in Switzerland, which remember I mentioned earlier, Facebook went to Switzerland to uh
Be registered there,
right
right?
registered.
Yeah.
So Libra Association is based in Switzerland, not-for-profit based in Switzerland, will have several layers of governments, the most powerful of which is a council. Council. Oh my god, this is about to get good. On which each member organization will have a representative. So each member organization will send a representative, probably to go live in Switzerland, to be on this council to represent that organization, that business, that institution. The council delegates may the council delegates many of its executive power. That don't sound right. The council delegates many of its executive powers to the association's management, but retains authority to override delegated decisions and keep key decisions to itself, with the most important ones requiring a greater than two-thirds supermajority, according to any according to another supplementary document released by Facebook. This is starting to sound like a business. Um,
Oh yeah.
As mentioned, to become a member, the initial investors must put up at least $10 million. In addition, a business must meet at least one of several elite criteria.
Such as being on the Fortune 500
500.
list. Yeah.
Yep. So you just can't just have 10 million dollars say here, I want to be a node. No, you got to meet other.
Well, that's why I was saying that, as black folks, and I'm saying right now there's only, I mean, what with the release of this, trust me, that 28 then just jumped up. We don't know who, right? I
Mhm.
can guarantee since the release of this, it's more than 28 now. So I'm just saying that, given this right here, and this is why it would be important to, it's not necessarily the $10 million. You got NBA players that make more than that in a year.
Right.
Okay. But what you need is you need the institutional requirements. What was it? Five
Mhm.
years? 5 years.
That's for
Uh,
NGOs.
okay, for NGOs. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That was specific for NGOs.
Right. Okay.
For every 10 million investment, a member gets one vote. Hmm.
So that means you can actually invest more than 10 million.
Right. That's
Ah.
right. Okay, we get somewhere here. Yeah. Subject to a cap of 1% of total votes. Oh, so you can invest more up to
And you
one.
can get, and you can, the only thing but okay, okay, I follow.
Right. In order to prevent the concentration of power in any single entity. However, the financial reward remains proportional to the amount investment, no matter how much.
Okay, so that means that, okay, in terms of your voting power, that's only subject to a cap of 1%, right, on the total votes.
Mhm.
However, you can make,
More.
yeah, the money, the return on the investments, the ROI, right, is separate from
Mm,
your voting power.
right. So your
Okay,
voting power will be capped at 1%.
right, but
Make
your
more.
returns, right? Okay,
This is good, man. The council will be responsible for standard governance matters, such as appointing an executive team for the association. Oh, led by a managing director and a board of directors to oversee them, setting the top executive compensation and managing the currency's underlying reserve. Somebody's going to get paid a couple $1 million a year.
yep.
A board of directors.
Cryptocurrencies have officially hit the big leagues, folks.
This is not a technically a cryptocurrency, but as long as they're using the term cryptocurrency, we may as well get some clout off of it.
Yep.
So I'll read that again. The council will be responsible for standard governance matters, such as appointing an executive team for the association, led by a managing director. So Libra associations will have a managing director and a board of directors to oversee them, setting the top executive compensation and managing the currency underlying the reserve. So this is just a bit. This is a business that's going to be governed by other businesses,
Hmm.
other American businesses. This is like a second layer to American power in the corporate section.
Right, and also in the digital currency sphere,
God, woo, they are salacious, boy.
power moves.
Yes, this is a power move right there. Wow. Okay. But the body will also have final say over technical questions, such as activating new features to the protocol and resolving situations where compromised validator nodes have resulted in many signed versions of the Libra blockchain. According to the document, I gotta look. I put it on okay. While Facebook's newly created Calibra subsidiary will be a consortium member. Now, get this. Let me know if this don't contradict everything we just read. While
Hmm.
Facebook's newly created Calibra subsidiary will be a consortium member with a council seat, the social network stressed it won't be in charge for long.
I can see where that's coming from. I mean, because you would want, given that Calibra is basically the basis of all of this, you would want that entity to have a seat until you kind of have, again, like if you're starting with that initial 28, you want to be on that seat. You get, let's just say you reach that 100 number. At that point, what do they need to be there for anymore?
But Calibra will be a consortium member.
Right.
It's
And then it says until it says the subsidiary will be a consortium member with the council seat the social network stressed it won't be in charge for long.
It won't
So
be.
that would mean that when you if you once you have more power players in, right,
Mhm.
then what at that point you can't be in charge.
But the previous article said that your Facebook accounts won't be linked to the Libra coin, but Facebook will have a seat in the consortium via Calibra. How
Because
are they?
Calibra is a subsidiary,
Yeah.
right?
So
So
how will
there's still that association there.
right? So how will Facebook not associate members with people with?
Because it'll have to be an opt-in on the member's part. The option is gonna be
Woo,
it's gonna
you
be
just
an
opted in.
opt-in, it's gonna sit this is why I
I'm glad
said
you said that. I'm
this
glad
is
you
why
said that.
I said, "Look, you already have
I'm
you have
glad you
2
said that.
billion people on Facebook. They simply have to just opt in."
I'm glad you said that because let's read on. Let's read on. Once the Libra network launches, Facebook and its affiliates will have the same commitments, privileges, and financial obligations as any other funding member. The company said, as one member among many, Facebook's role in governance of the association will be equal to that of its peers. Um, let okay. Reserves. This this is really important, but the one after that, compliance and privacy, is really a home run. But let's read reserve real quick. The exact component, excuse me, the exact components of the basket of assets securing Libra are to be determined, but broadly, it will be structured with capital preservation and liquidity in mind. Actually, this is really good. Listen
Mhm,
to this. According to the social media giant, excuse me, I just drank some water.
mhm.
Importantly, while the coin has been described in early press coverage as a stablecoin, Facebook noted that from the point of which, from the point of view of any specific currency, there will be fluctuations in the value of Libra. Now, this is really going to telling that they're competing with banks. Rather than a fixed peg, the idea is to prevent Bitcoin style volatility. Man, just drink some water, went down the wrong pipe.
Are you good? You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. So let's see here. The makeup of the reserve is designed to mitigate the likelihood and severity of these fluctuations, particularly in the negative direction. So that would go back to what we were talking about. That initial investment from all those companies, those funds are what's going to be used to stabilize it, right? So they know that there'll be it's just like with any other type of currency, there's going to be fluctuations within it. However, those early $10 million investments from everyone, and if we total up to 100 billion, or I'm sorry, 100 investors, which is what they're going to cap it at, then that would equate to minimally $1 billion. But as we also noted here, that there's probably entities that put way more than 10 million in there,
Right.
seeking to get more gains
Hmm.
on the ROI.
Yep.
Okay. In this way, Libra will function more like a currency board, such as Hong Kong's rather than a central bank. The collateral will consist of bank deposits and government securities and currencies from stable and reputable central banks, according to Facebook. The latter will be limited to debt from stable governments, like that are unlikely to experience high inflation. Rather than putting all of its debt eggs into any single basket, no matter how creditworthy, the reserve has been diversified by selecting multiple governments rather than just one. To make sure it can easily raise cash by selling this paper, it will all be short dated securities issued by these governments that are not or that are traded in liquid markets. While the composition of the basket may change over time, Facebook said the currency will always be fully backed, discouraging runs on the bank that can happen with fractional reserve institutions.
Yep.
Mhm.
Which means they'll have the reserves already backed up. So
Yep.
if everybody want their money back, they'll have all the money would be there.
Yep.
But a reserve, what a run on the banks means. They don't have everything, which means they are better than the bank.
Dude, dude,
I know, right? It's like, what? Shots fired. Shots fired.
dude.
Hypersonic shots fired to your local Wells Fargo bank.
What y'all gonna do?
Yeah. Now, this right here, compliance and privacy, actually is good because I'm glad you said that opt-in part. To comply with anti-money laundering regulations that require traceability of funds, transactions on the Libra blockchain will be unencrypted. They will know everything. Like many other blockchains, so it is possible for third parties to do analysis, detect, and penalize fraud, Facebook said. So governments will be up and down this thing. In other words, it appears that there will be no use of cryptographic mechanisms such as zero knowledge proofs used to obscure transaction details and privacy focused coins such as Zcash. When stuff stuff will hit the fan with this, that's Facebook's MO. They always get in trouble. When it's found out that Facebook was selling information to governments, blah blah blah, and people already know this is crypto, they'll say, well, a lot of more articles will come out and say, well, I want real crypto. And then you'll see some people going into real crypto. So this is like a necessary evil.
Mm-hmm.
It's unencrypted. You can read everything. Every man, people, government's going to create subsidiaries in order to invest in this. I'm telling you.
I
If
mean, I can almost even see because in that last article they mentioned, right? So you're gonna have third parties. So I can almost even see just like how people create apps for Facebook. Okay,
Mhm.
there's going to be apps created for Facebook to use the Libra coin, right? That may kind of circumvent it using these apps. Because think about it, even when you use an app on Facebook, there's going to be certain permissions that you have to give that app via your Facebook page. Okay,
Mhm.
see, so you could it's kind of like a workaround, right?
Right.
The information is with the app. It's not you going directly, but the information will be ascertained through the Facebook plugin or the Facebook app. So the data will still be acquired, but it won't be directly from you,
Right.
right? And I think that's where there might be some third party solutions to kind of come into the fray with regards to this. So any app writers out there or anybody who I'm just giving you guys some ideas.
Yep. Um, if that raises privacy concerns, which is the unencryption, if that raises privacy concerns, particularly given Facebook's own reputation of user data, the company is offering similar assurances to those Satoshi Nakamoto gave in the 2008 Bitcoin white paper. How dare you? Individuals or organizations will operate. Individuals or organizations will operate on the Libra blockchain through user accounts, which are disclosed from their real world identity, Facebook said. Okay. Only data relevant to each transaction, such as the public address of the sender and receiver, the timestamp, and the transaction amount, are recorded and publicly visible. Which,
Oh, okay.
which I don't know about that because they say they're going to abide by the Financial Action Task Force, and the Financial Action Task Force states they want to know who's sending the money and who's receiving the money.
Okay, but I guess how do we define? Well, let's read that again.
Yeah. So
Only
individual.
only data relevant to each transaction, such as the public address of the sender and receiver. Okay, those two things right there can identify the who's,
Mhm.
right? It doesn't necessarily have to be because it doesn't specify that the name of the person is what is going to identify the person. It could be the public address of the sender and receiver, right? That would serve as the who's. So under that interpretation, I guess that's applicable,
Hmm.
right? If we really kind of dig into how like how to interpret what's being said. I mean that theoretically could identify the who's.
Yeah. This is interesting. What did I
Talking
use?
about data storage.
Okay. Um, excuse me. Appearing to address concerns about Facebook's track record with user data. Company literature released Tuesday was blunt. Calibra will not share account information or financial data with Facebook, incorporation, or any third party customer consent.
Without the customer consent. That's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
without.
You're gonna have to opt in.
Right. Adding, quote, Calibra customers' account information and financial data will now be used to improve ad targeting on the Facebook Incorporation family of fake products. Now, wait a minute now. Wait, let's just read this.
Right.
There are, however, limited cases, I guess where data may be shared. The document states relating to the company's need to keep people safe, comply with the law, and provide basic functionality to the people who use Calibra.
Mhm. Makes sense.
Okay, makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah,
yeah, makes sense.
yeah. Okay. And until the law say, let us know who's spending this
Right,
money.
right, until we get to that point, it makes sense.
Right, right. As part of its user experience, the app will allow people to import. Come on now.
What?
Come on now.
Goddamn it, go ahead, go, dude, let me hit Imma hit mute. You go ahead,
Come
Imma
on
hit
now.
mute.
As part of its user experience, the app will allow people to import Facebook contacts to their Calibra wallet to make sending funds easier. However,
Hey,
this
hey,
feature
hey,
will be
what is
opt-in rather than automatic.
hey, wait a minute, what is the that Black Panther that usually visits our hangout say?
Oh,
What'd I say? What'd
what
I
I
say?
say. So basically, it's saying, "Hey, we're not going to do this, but if you want to, we will accept it."
Opt in.
Thereby raping your information with ad improved targeting, selling your information. If you opt in, they will do that.
What you gonna spend that Calibra coin on, bruh?
Man, let me read that again. As part of its user experience, the app will allow people to import Facebook contacts to their Libra wallets to make sending funds easy. However, this feature will be opt in rather than automatic. So, to contrast, Calibra customer accounts information and financial data will not be used to improve data. Then it says that Calibra will not share account information or financial data with Facebook Incorporation or any third party customer consent. Then it says, as part of its user experience, the app will allow people to import Facebook contacts to their Calibra wallet
Everything is based on an opt in.
if you opt in.
If you opt in.
This man, let's finish. We got
Mhm,
three more lines, or paragraphs. The company does intend to use aggregated Facebook data to inform upgrades of its product. What in the fuck? Including regional usage statistics for monitoring adoption rates. If
mhm.
someone fraudulently gains access to your account and you lose some Libra as a result, will offer you a refund. The release said password recovery will also be a feature, Facebook officials told Coindesk.
Mm.
Both the release noted that Facebook is still early in the process of developing Calibra. The product's aim is clear to be safe, private, and easy for use for everyone. Now, this is something. The the company does intend to use aggregated Facebook data to inform upgrades of its product, including regional user statistics and
Mhm.
monitoring adoption rates.
Yeah, so they can pick up, they can say like, okay, Calibra usage is big in the Northeast, for example, right? And then they can also determine how, like, what kind of volume in terms of transactions, what's being bought, all that type of stuff. And I'm telling you, the marketplace, this is where this is going to become key.
Mm,
Facebook has a huge sellers platform, selling and buying platform, Facebook Marketplace. That's why I was like, oh, dude, it's a wrap because I sell on the marketplace.
which means if people want to buy and sell on the marketplace, they have to opt in.
They have to opt in, but think about it, man. I can just buy right there on Facebook using Facebook's money.
Meaning your data, they're gonna have your data, man.
Well, who doesn't? Even now, if you just use your regular old debit card.
All right. I'll just pay
Well,
$10 million to get your data.
that's what I hey, look. What was we just talking about a little bit before? I'm like, well, look, we need for all this, we should get a note.
Man. Now I want to contrast all that with people saying is this crypto and stuff.
Mhm.
And I understand the confusion. Andreas Antonopoulos is like the guy, one of the guys that talks about cryptocurrency. Uh,
If you guys want to know, like, if you want to hear crypto, like from a dude who knows crypto, Andrew Antonopoulos is the
yeah,
dude.
yeah. Bitcoin analysts beware of Facebook's crypto, big trouble for major banks, authoritarian regimes, and the financial services industry. Wow. In a Bitcoin Q&A on Facebook's Global Coin, this was before it came out, computer scientist and Bitcoin advocate Andreas Antonopoulos maps out how Facebook's upcoming stablecoin, which will be used to send money across borders, will disrupt banking and why it is not a true cryptocurrency. He argues that there are five pillars that define a true cryptocurrency: public, open, neutral, borderless, and censorship resistant, and none of that them apply to global coin. It's not public. You need to pay to get the information. It's not open. No one can just join it. It's not neutral. These are American corporations. It's Facebook. It's not borderless, which means they can't just allow you to send money to Iran or North Korea. That is not going to happen. And it's not censorship resistant, which means they will be putting in implementations to prevent money laundering, stuff like that. What That's what they say. And none of that applies to global coin or Libra coin. Tech, tech, Technically, global coin will rely on miners like Bitcoin. However, unlike Bitcoin, global coin will operate in a closed system that will have to comply with the law of the land in various jurisdictions. Also, unlike Bitcoin, in order for a miner to join the network and operate a full node, each will reportedly have to pay $10 million, just like I said. Says Antonopoulos, fundamentally, the thing to understand here is that what Facebook or any company like Facebook is proposing is not a cryptocurrency. It doesn't have any of the fundamental characteristics of cryptocurrency. It doesn't stand on the five pillars of an open blockchain, which are open, public, neutral, borderless, and censorship resistant.
Mhm.
Anything that is created by a centralized organization cannot achieve any of these five pillars. And the reasons they cannot achieve it is because the law prevents them from doing so. So, first of all, they can't be censorship resistant.
And that's what we were talking about jurisdiction,
Mhm.
right?
And
Because in the environment that Antonopoulos is talking about, there is no jurisdiction.
right. And they have to abide by the OFAC list, which
Mhm.
is like a list of people you cannot send money to.
Right.
You can't send money to North Korea. They're not going to allow that, or else they got to answer to the government. Um, they can't be censorship resistant because they are legally required to prevent the transmission of funds to certain entities. These entities include sanctioned countries like Iran, North Korea, Venezuela, etc. So hopefully people are understanding what's the difference between this and a real cryptocurrency.
Right.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna stop right there. Yeah. This is good. Big trouble for major banks, authoritarian regimes, and the financial service industry. Yeah. But they're not competing against crypto. They're competing against the banks, man.
Banks. Yes. That like let's make that we stated that earlier. Let's make that clear.
Yeah. But this is some good stuff, man. Very good stuff. I'm gonna look at the chat, but that's Facebook. Well, that's the information that came out the first day.
That's just yeah, I was gonna say this is the first day, man. And if we were to look at how Facebook currently operates again with a lot of the third party apps that you can use within Facebook, I mean you're gonna start to see this actually maybe morph, and they may even incorporate more cryptocurrency like qualities to it via third party apps. But just on the basis of what Facebook is doing, yeah, this is a shot at the banks.
Hmm. And I wonder how they're going to respond. I wonder because they're not going to say, "Oh, Facebook is trying to come after us." Okay, well, we'll see how they do now. They're going to say Facebook is trying to come after us. We're going to shut their whole operation down.
I don't see
Yeah,
how you can do that.
I'm going to put a link to Andreas Antonopoulos' YouTube channel in the link. There you go.
Yep.
Um,
I think he's usually doing like a Q&A. I get all of his updates. So he does like a Q&A like once a week, and then he has like Patreon stuff that he does. But I
yeah.
will also I mean, he even did a talk from like 2017. This is how I really got hip to him. And he was in Africa, right? And he was speaking to the importance of Africa adopting cryptocurrencies. It was a real interesting talk. Like I said, he's a real one with it. Like
Mhm.
he's a real one with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know of another dude out there who really understands the overall scope of cryptocurrencies than Andreas Antonopoulos.
Yeah, Reno Cherry says he read his PTC book. Yeah, I got his mastering blockchain book on my desk right now. I gotta crack into that. He also did Internet of Money. He did mastering Ethereum. I think the Internet of Money, it's like a couple pages. It's like
Mhm.
2 volumes. It's really good. He really helps you understand. He doesn't tell you how to think. No,
Yeah,
no,
he
no.
gives you the nuts and bolts of this shit.
He doesn't tell you what to think, he tells you how to think.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you post his channel right now?
Yep. Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Okay.
Yep. And, yeah, he answers people questions, you, on Patreon, his Patreon, he'll answer your question. Yeah, but,
Yeah.
yeah, this is corporate. This is a corporation. This is a corporate mafia right here, man.
Yeah. Now, Rael says they're probably shifting into banking to keep them from being broken up. They saw it coming. I mean,
Ooh, that's a
here,
good.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Like, for years, people have been saying, okay, how is it that Facebook is valued at what it's valued at, right? How does it have the evaluation that it has when it doesn't like provide, it doesn't sell it's not a product. It doesn't do anything, right? Really, it just accommodates user profiles and allows for people to interact, right, in various ways, whether it's just kind of sharing personal life moments, or if it's using it for business, all these different things, or hell, live streaming. You got to realize where Facebook started and where it's grown, what it's grown into. Now,
Mhm.
what would be the next logical step for something that has over a billion people on it,
Yeah,
especially in this new digital landscape that's taking shape here? What would be the dude, like, I would be thinking crypto, or well, in this instance, digital currency. Let's just put it like that. Crypto. Let's kind of separate the terms. Let's not use cryptocurrency because, according to Antonopoulos, he's right. It doesn't necessarily align with the tenets of cryptocurrency, but we're talking about digital currency. Okay,
mhm,
so we can use that term. But what would be the next logical step for Facebook? Given you have a marketplace, given you have businesses already transacting on there, given that you have live stream going on there, given that you have people that you have, your friends network and all this kind of stuff, so you can send, it would only make sense to do this.
yes. They and I would, like I said in the beginning, when I talked about money grabbing their stock, Facebook.
Yeah, look at both of them. Both of them made a move, right, to go into the realm of digital slash cryptocurrency, and look what happened.
Yeah, Think Tank says great stream today. Yeah, this.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Um, so 46 people liked it so far. Well, one down. I can pretty much guess who's getting. I can pretty much guess that. Yeah,
Oh man.
I can pretty much guess who's doing that thumbs down, man. Don't take much thought to do that. Yeah, man. This and like we say we're showing, we're not sitting up here just talking, oh, Facebook's gonna do this, Facebook's gonna do that. We're reading from reputable sources of what they're doing, and we're just reading from there and breaking it down. What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
Mike V. He's muted here.
Yeah.
But we did speculate this. I know.
Hey, look at Rainy Woman.
What?
Look at Rainy Woman comment.
Uh-oh.
She's hilarious, man.
Wacky World. Oh, what's going on, G?
Yeah.
I think Mike is still. I don't know if he knows. Maybe he might. I don't know if he knows he's muted or not. Or he just hasn't joined us yet.
Yeah.
But we speculated on this line. Now we've been speculating on this since last year.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's been listening to us, for the latter part of, the last, I would say 6 months to a year, knows that we started exploring the idea of what it would mean for Facebook to leverage a digital currency on its platform. Because right off the bat, I'm a marketplace seller, so I have a lot of like racing stuff that I sell. Like used cart chassis, motors, all that kind of stuff. There's groups. There's a whole bunch of different like groups. So let me just kind of give you guys kind of like a little anecdotal sort of angle on this, right? So one of the things that in terms of the type of discipline of racing I'm in, it's very niche, very specific. Okay, and there's actual Facebook groups that are centered around these various types of activities, right? So you got guys that are into the sprint karting, guys that are into enduros and laydown karts, guys that are into outlaw karts, and there are specific groups that have like thousands of people in each specific one. Okay, now just as a whole, in like the city that I live in, right? I could go and start up a shop, and the only what I mainly have is I have people that are around, right? That I would have to try and market to, right? And you just don't have your average person says, "Oh yeah, I'm looking to spend $5, 6, $7,000 on a racing go kart." Sure, $10,000. Yeah, I got that. But if you go to a venue like a Facebook where they have all these different types of groups, and they have these buyer seller groups, and all they're doing is looking for specific things. Okay, well now just having a digital currency that just makes it easy to just make that purchase.
Hey, I just thought about something.
Yeah, what's up?
We know MoneyGram partnered with Ripple,
Mm-hmm.
and their transaction rates are going to come down, which means they're second in the remittance market. What is MoneyGram now? Western Union going to do? I think Western Union is going to do one of three things:
Mm-hmm.
join with Ripple, just like MoneyGram did. Two, either do their own thing to try to compete with Ripple, or three, join Libra Association.
Western Union?
Yeah, because they can't compete.
They can't compete. They're gonna have to pivot.
They're going to have to pivot.
They're gonna have to pivot some way, shape, or form.
So
Yeah,
either join Ripple, do their own thing, or join this Libra Association. I think that's one of the three pivots they can do.
I mean, why would? But I mean, you think they would jump on the same? they would jump on the same platform as their competitor, MoneyGram?
Yeah. If they don't do that, then they what else can they do? They can't keep charging $30 to send money across the world when another competing company that's under you, second to you, is charging a few cents.
Well, I was gonna say, don't you think though that there's probably some sort of exclusivity agreement between like Ripple and MoneyGram? Like so that MoneyGram says, okay, look, we're not gonna allow, or at the very least, we're not gonna allow another American-based money transfer services company, right, to
Right.
leverage the same network that we're doing, right?
Mhm.
Because we're doing this ultimately to get a leg up in the market share.
Right. Which means Western Union will have to do their own thing
Yes.
or join this Libra Association,
Yes.
which means That's more people on board.
Yes.
So you heard it here. Just like we said this a
Well,
year
well,
ago.
wait, yeah, I was about to say, because remember we were talking about MasterCard.
Yeah. I
And if
think
Dollar Will was around, if Dollar Will, because we talked about this in depth, where MasterCard was, they were looking at basically leveraging a digital platform, right? And all they would do is just basically port their existing customer base over to. You remember? Remember we were covering this, man? It was like about 8 months ago. They would basically port their existing customer base over, and then just it was gonna be a simple opt-in,
yeah.
okay, to their customer base. But in this scenario right here, well, they're actually one of the people that's backing the Calibra
Yeah. I think
project.
Mike is trying to get in, but I think the link is
Yeah, that's
for him. I
let's see.
I just sent him a new copy of the link, so maybe it'll work for him.
Okay.
But yeah, just like we talked about this a year ago,
Hmm.
I think those are only two moves. Um, what's the company name? Um, MoneyGram has.
Well, Randall Cherry, he does have a point. He says, "Isn't XRP open?"
Yeah, true, true.
Mm,
But then we went over an article once ago where Western Union said that they tried to use the XRP ledger and it wasn't fast. It cost too much.
right, right. They were
Yeah,
saying that they could actually given their current network, they were actually processing transactions faster than XRP could.
right. And they said that. Man,
What's
this is good stuff.
what's up? What else is in the Randy Woman said the zingers are coming before the stream ends. I got a few in the chamber. I'm waiting for Mike though.
It's still one person that downed it though, but
Well, I was gonna make a crack about so
I think
what
we
about
got an embargo on that.
wait, hold on. Before I get to the zingers, let's see. Alvino Allen. Libra will definitely spark mass crypto adoption, but once people learn more about the ecosystem, they'll move on to other currencies and platforms. I mean, that's the thing. That's why we were saying that this is really kind of like the coming out, if you will, of the digital and cryptocurrency. This legitimizes it, and this is no longer just a kind of like a uh, what would you consider like what the it's this isn't no longer like a premature market, right? This is
Right.
now we're now coming into like general acceptance and adoption, where again, just to hold cryptos now, you literally just need to opt in through your Facebook page, or I don't want to say cryptos, digital currencies,
Hmm.
or a digital currency, Libra coin. Okay, that's simply going to be a Facebook opt-in, guaranteed.
Hmm.
I thought humor in here was frowned upon, followed by a public. you know, um, we have our own brand of humor, Q.
Yeah,
You,
we
you
got
know,
we got a highbrow.
yeah, we have our own brand, so it's accepted. It's like cryptocurrencies. It's
It's like
accepted.
it's like Frasier and Seinfeld comedy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
highbrow. It's like, oh, that's funny. I like that.
yeah. Now, what I was gonna say is that what a uh like a manosphere coin. I think Mike actually
Oh
had come
boy.
up with one, the beta male coin.
Oh boy. It's going to be on the BFF blockchain.
Wait. He says I know Mike V doesn't. What do you? Mike V is he's the primary guilty party of injecting zingers and humor. He
But you know
does it
what?
more. He does it more than any of us.
But you know what? I like that highbrow comedy. I like it because it's not too low comedy where it's like, it's like, okay, enough. Highbrow is like, okay, you got me. You got me. That was
Yeah,
a good. You got me. Good.
yeah. Or it's not like it's not like some
Gutter
random
comedy.
some
Yeah.
some random woman and an entertainer yelling at each other for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah. I like it. I like highbrow.
Oh, I guess Mike was having
Yeah.
trouble getting on
I
here.
just sent them a fresh link. a fresh copy of the link, but I don't know.
Okay. Oh shoot! Now we got 3 dislikes.
Wow.
Yeah. Uh-oh. What did we say?
I don't know, man.
You know what? Look, for
4.
now we got 4.
Okay,
What's going
yay.
on?
Yeah.
What's going on? Look, folks, it's 6, and we got wow. Look, check it out, folks. It's just comedy.
7.
It's just comedy, man. And
7
look,
different.
and at the end of the day, it's
Can we get
about
an
the
8?
information. It's about the information, man. That's really what you were supposed to be taking away from this.
Can we get
That's what lets me know, right? That being entertained is more important than the information,
yeah,
right? Because if we decide that, we want to exercise our brand of humor, then you know what, man, just roll with it, man. Look, at the end of the day, you're supposed to be taking away this
why not
monumental information that we were talking about here, because this is a game changer. This is a game changer. Shout out to
10
him, by the way.
10 dislikes? Wow.
Wow.
But you know what? I like just to open it up. I like I know some people gonna clown me. I know this, but I like highbrow humor like Seinfeld, like Frasier, that type of stuff because you'll be looking at the show and you just like, okay, this is a good show. And then they'll say something like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You know, I like that.
Look, so Raining said, yeah, the Beta Milk coin and the BFF wallet.
Oh
Can you
boy.
can somebody please copyright and trademark those, and let's begin development on those ASAP.
But
Right,
you know
because
what?
what you could do is you can start, when the BFF and when and all of the beefing ensues, you can super chat with the Beta Male coin.
Mm. But you know what? Dry humor. Yeah, yeah, dry humor. Well, is it the same as highbrow humor?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
But you know what? That you got to admit, Facebook did a power move though.
This is a power move, man.
That's
It's
that's
a
that
it's a big one.
that's the definition of a power move.
I mean, how does what, so it's called Circle? That
Uh,
other
that circle is back. One of his backers is Goldman Sachs. They have other backers, but one of them is Goldman Sachs.
okay.
The other backers include investor-backed crypto pedigree. Circle was founded on blockchain technology in 2013 by internet entrepreneurs, da, 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 and it's backed by by $250 million from investors: Goldman Sachs, Bitmain, Rare Capital, General Catalyst, IDG Capital, Acel, Credit Ease, Baidu
I
invested with
do.
me.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, and two more. I can't make out their
Wait,
names.
Q the dislikes were the result of nerd rage.
Yeah. So yeah, but you know what? That's the definition of a power move.
Yeah. And Section 31X says it's 10 to 12-month process to to trademark something. You better get started now. We're
Yeah.
on it, bro. We're on it.
Yeah. So I say Western Union has to join this. Or I know I forgot who said that they make team with Stellar, but Stellar is not on the same level as XRP. So Western Union has to join this. They have to
Mm.
because
They're gonna make it. They gotta make a move.
yeah, they have to make a move. MoneyGram made a move with the one of the bigger players here, and Ripple opened up an office in Brazil.
Mm.
They opened up an office in Brazil to help with the remittances there. They teamed up with a big bank there. They've been teaming up with big bank. They have 200 institutional partnerships already. So Western Union has to make a move. And MoneyGram stock doubled overnight. No, no, well, throughout the day is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
let's see here. Do we have any more to cover? Because if the zingers keep coming out, man, the dislikes keep going.
yeah. That's but I mean, it was a good show. We learned a lot instead of
Heck yeah.
just having he say she say. We actually read the articles. If any more information come up, then we'll do another one of these.
Yep.
But
Well, wait, you're gonna we got blockchain talk on Thursday.
right. So
Yeah.
this won't be a part of it.
No, but I mean any
Yeah.
kind of follow up or any new info,
On
if it drops between now and then, you'll definitely hear about it
yeah.
on Thursday.
Mhm. And I'm gonna utilize our community. Well, everybody can all of us can utilize the community tab, but
Mhm.
I'll just see what people would like to see on posted on the community tab post. Um, but yeah, and in our under the featured, if you go to our channel and I put in the YouTube channels of all of all the contributors of the Black Brain Trust. So if you go to our channel under home, it'll say Brain Trust Contributors. It's my crypto channel and Dollar Wheel channel. Uh, I'll add you and I don't know if you and Anti Gravity is going to continue you all's channel,
Yeah,
but
we're gonna we got plans to actually kind of turn that into um I guess I don't know if I don't think anti-gravity have a problem will have a problem with it, but what we're looking to do probably maybe towards the later end of the year or beginning in 2020, what we're going to start doing is we're going to start having international correspondents do reporting for us,
mhm,
right? Giving us in-depth reporting because Lionel, if we talk about it, right, then we're pro this, we're pro that, we're all kind of shit. However, if we have PhDs from you know from certain universities in the countries that they're going to be reporting on in terms of the political climate, what's going on there, the business and all that, that's a little more substantive. So that's where we're going to go with that. We're going to start to actually incorporate individuals who are studied in these various topics in the places that they're going to be reporting from, and
mhm.
you're going to start to see that on that channel. So you know we would typically be doing the cannabis hangouts there, but that's a feature now of the Brain Trust. So yeah, we're retooling business wealth power.
Okay, so I'll just put so if everybody go to the home to the channel home under on the right side, it say Brain Trust contributors. I'll put Ulysses and Anti Gravity's channel there also. So
Mhm.
anybody that contribute to the Brain Trust and you have a YouTube channel, and remember we are an intellectual co-op that contribute things, our areas of expertise to the Black Brain Trust. And if you have a YouTube channel, we'll put your channel there on the side.
And one other thing for some of the guys that maybe like modded up, been followers, been chat contributors, email chain contributors for some time. I want to extend an invitation out to a lot of you guys to actually start to then participate on the panel.
Hmm. Yeah,
We don't want to be like the only people, right? Because
yeah,
yeah, you
because
know
after
how black YouTube gets. So if we can get more voices,
yeah,
right,
because I
to actually you go ahead, Lionel.
because after a while, we come on here, um, talk about the stuff. We have an understanding of what each one of us is going to say,
Hmm.
and but if we have new voices that contribute or ask questions or may not know about something that wants to know about something, that allows the conversation to spread out and become more informational.
Yeah, and
So don't
we get different wider perspectives.
right. So don't think you can't contribute. Just like I forgot who asked about blockchain. So
Yeah.
the
Well, engineering cannabis. He's asking when are you doing cannabis business topics? That's going to be Sunday. this Sunday. So, and I think on a previous hangout, man, I was asking if you want to come on. We'd love to have you on, brother, if you want to join us.
Hmm. Hmm. And Ronan Black, Reyno Cherry, yeah. John HTML says, does Sub Zero ever speak here? Sub Zero never came over. Yes, he never came over yet. That's not to say he will or he won't, but as of now, he has not came over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, leave a comment
Or if you're a
below.
troll, dislike.
Oh yeah, that too. And
Jerk.
leave a comment below. And with that said, don't forget tonight we still have our
Black
um
business intelligence.
yeah, Black Business Intelligence that will be at 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern Time, and 5 Pacific
Pacific. Yep.
Time.
Yep.
So thank you all for tuning in on this impromptu live stream of Facebook Libra cryptocurrency. Hope you all joined. Hope you all learn. I will leave the links in the description of the articles we went over. And with that said, we'll
We
catch
will
you guys
later on this
on the
evening.
next one. Well, yeah, later on this evening. We'll catch you guys later on this evening. All
All
right,
right, y'all.
peace. Peace. Let me end this.